So, Zelda Ocarina of Time remake gets stunning free demo. I've waited for years. One single person has been remaking The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time in Unreal Engine for almost an entire decade. And this labor of love now has a playable demo that can now be downloaded for free. Thank you in advance to Dark Side of Gaming's John Papadopoulos for the original source. The first video I can find of RedCrimsonGaming's project dates all the way back to July 2015 when they showed off a video of their early attempt at remaking Garuda Valley in Unreal Engine 4A. I remember that. And now, almost 10 years since that video, RedCrimsonG is back with a new update. They've ported their entire project over to Unreal Engine 5, and they've even got a playable demo for you to try out for free. You heard that, guys. I've been waiting for 9 years for this. I hope you don't burn out before full release, commented user at Miss Meow Mania. It's a wild name. What an excellent and beautiful job you have done thus far. I've been following you for almost a decade, and your work has always impressed and inspired me, replied user at Beacon Flight 6411. Your projects were one of the things that inspired me to get into game development. I'm now in my final semester as a game design student. Gotta love the passion, guys. And this inspires me to continue creating my video game projects and building up my career. Great work and keep doing what you love. Perhaps the most surprising thing about RedCrimsonG's project is that they've managed to avoid running into any legal issues with notoriously litigious Nintendo, at least thus far. Although this is a fan-made project that you can download for free, there is a bit of a gray area here as RedCrimsonG is charging access to a 60 FPS version of the work. The 30 FPS version is free, although their Patreon, something I doubt Nintendo is particularly pleased about. Here's hoping this project reaches completion before they shut it down for good. Alright, guys. So, what do you guys think about Ocarina of Time remake from this fellow here? Now, as the article says, he's been working on this for a decade, and I remember seeing this years ago. They had a demo even available back then where you can play, I believe, the village where Link starts in. I forgot the name of the village. My mind is just old right now, guys. Brain is getting old. I forgot. And it looked amazing. Some of the gameplay footage I've seen, you know, in the starting area in Ocarina of Time, and also where you pick up the sword, you take this, you pull the sword out of the pedestal. I've seen some very, very good footage, and the first thing that came to my mind was, why haven't Nintendo remade this game? Now, with the Switch 2 right around the corner, it's perfect timing for Nintendo to actually remake the Ocarina of Time. It's just so surprising why they haven't done this a long time ago. But with the power of the Switch 2, man, it could look just as good as the Unreal 5 engine. This fellow right here, you know, has showed us. Now, if Nintendo's actually interested in remaking Ocarina of Time, oh, most definitely they would have been shut this guy down. But the fact that this guy is still here trying to finish up the project tells me either Nintendo isn't really aware of it, or they're too busy right now with preparing the Switch 2 launch. But remember what they did with Metroid 2 Return of Samus, when they had the Metroid 2 remake. Nintendo actually shut them down. That's when they came out right afterwards with the 3DS version of Metroid 2. So But this guy right here, I think if he actually wanted to remake Ocarina of Time, I think he should have just kept his mouth closed until the project was actually done and then release the full game. But don't halfway or partly reveal the game and say that you have a free demo and then you're charging on top of that for the 60 FPS version, which makes no sense. Definitely Nintendo's gonna shut you down on that. But it'd have been cool if Nintendo hired this guy to help with the remake of an actual legitimate Ocarina of Time. Sort of like what Sega did with the guy that was making a Sonic game. Instead of shutting him down, Sega actually recruited him. Even after that Sonic game was bullshit, it was very overrated. But it is what it is. I'm just saying, Nintendo should be more embracing like that as well. But I don't blame Nintendo, man. They're protecting their IPs, man. So, but I definitely would be a little bit more lenient and recruit this guy and see what he can do with the team behind him. It would be the most logical thing to do. You know, you need fresh brains, creative brains, you know, in the gaming space. So I think this fellow would have helped out Nintendo a lot more. So I remember when I first played Ocarina of Time, man, it was, I forgot where, it's been so long, guys. My brain is so old right now. I remember playing Ocarina of Time in Job Corps. Yes, I used to go to Job Corps, that trade school, and I remember this guy, when we came back from Christmas break, he had it, and I was like, wow. And I remember comparing that game to Final Fantasy VII at the time, and Final Fantasy VII was something new. The CGs, the cutscenes was new to us gamers, and people were awed by it. And I remember when I finally got my hands on Final Fantasy VII, thought it was a dope game, and I always wanted to play up to those cutscenes. And I was like, wow, it's cool how these cutscenes are pretty cool. But then when I played Zelda 64, Ocarina, aka Ocarina 64, I'm like, with Final Fantasy VII, you're watching the cutscene, but with Ocarina of Time, you're playing the cutscene. The graphics was mind-blowing at its time, even more mind-blowing than the cutscenes that Final Fantasy VII had. So it was like playing a blockbuster movie all the way through with action. So anyway, what you guys think about this here Ocarina 64 remake by this fellow? Well, it's a free demo, so go ahead and check it out. I would check it out, but I don't want to spoil myself like that, man. That's like teasing myself. I go play this very, very short demo. Let's just say I do enjoy it. I'm going to want more, and I don't want to play the demo in pieces. I'd rather just play the full game. So I'll just go ahead and avoid it for right now. I don't really care too much. But don't forget to like and subscribe. And tell me what your thoughts are about Ocarina of Time 64. Are you going to be downloading the free demo? Do you think Nintendo could do a better job than this guy? Let me know.